And welcome. It is time for week 9. Okay. This is 2 weeks ago. Okay. 2 weeks ago, these are the games that happened in the Premier League, and I got my thoughts, my opinions, and things that I'd like to say. Okay, first game is first. It's going to be Leeds United 2, West Ham 1. Good win here. Leeds, you're going to get a B rating from me. Okay, first thing is that you had a nice dominant win, if I'm honest. I could safely say that you wanted this game way more than they did. And you just your work rate spoke volumes. It was so much better. Both goals felt like as though they were, because West Ham was just not focused. You were able to capitalize on mistakes and win the game from that. Rebound, scrappy rebound goal, which, look, I love a good scrappy rebound goal. They all count the same. And then you get a set piece goal from Joe Rodon 15 minutes in. So you're up 2-0, 15 minutes of the game. I mean, West Ham's not locked in this beginning. Basically, but I do want to say too is that, if this game could have been a demolition, you could have gotten 3 or 4 if you had a better offense. So the offense is still, for me, I'm not able to see, I see that you're revving the car, but you're not going faster. You know what I mean? The car is definitely working harder, but I'm not seeing you pick up speed. So that's just my piece. The thing is that this game should have been it should have been a 3-0 victory, honestly, or a 3-1 victory, or maybe a 4-1 victory. But anyways, last 15 minutes you were on cruise control and you allowed West Ham to get back into the game a little bit because you basically took your feet off the gas. They had a lot of possession and chances. They didn't really get anything done. They did get a goal back, but it was really a flick on from Fernandez. But on the positive side, 3 points, you're a newly promoted side. All these kind of wins are extremely important, and good job. So you get a nice B rating. West Ham, I'm giving you an F. This game was basically a carbon copy of Brentford from last week. It felt identical. The only difference, honestly, is the fact that you scored, and you had that 15 minutes where Leeds took their foot off the gas. So you're actually able to get back into the game. And the first goal, entirely preventable. Jean-Claire Todibo, Mr. Individual right here, the ball came across him. It literally after the shot, it was it rolled by him, and the rebound was able to get scrambled in by Brendan Aronson, and it went right by Todibo. If he was locked in, he could have cleared that, but nope. Also, who on these set plays, who is letting Lucas Paquetá, who is letting Lucas Paquetá mark Joe Rodon? Who is letting Paquetá mark Joe Rodon on corners? That's crazy. Paquetá does not do anything defensively. Period. I don't know where that came into play. That's criminal. Last observation in the lineup is Doof up as a winger, which is crazy to me. And also Scarles on the right back position. And obviously Souček finally finding his way back into the middle of the lineup. I think he was injured, so he got 65 minutes in. Scarles got picked up a little bit of an injury, but the fact that Oliver Scarles played tells me that Nuno is really desperate to find some people on the wing back because, what else is there to say? And then Doof is up here. It is dire straits right now. Really dire straits. That's it. You get an F performance from me, West Ham. That was really, really bad. Moving on to the next game, it is Chelsea 1 and Sunderland 2. Chelsea, you get a D- out of this game, if I'm honest, a D-. This is pretty much, this is as bad as it gets, really. The level of you switching off mentally is insane and it is totally encapsulated in this last goal. The goal that you lost it by, the Talby goal, the 93rd minute. If you've not seen this goal, okay. First off, Geertruida, right, gets the ball right about where his position marker is right here. It's right about here, right? Boots the ball forward, probably about here where Brian Brobby is. He's somewhere around here, and then he charges forward. You got Trevor Chalobah, and then you also have Tosin Adarabioyo. Both of them, right? Running back, Sanchez and net. Okay. When Geertruida punts it forward to Brian Brobby, right? You had Caicedo, Andre Santos, Cucurella, and Reece James all level with him, when he boots it forward, right? So there's 4 possible runners that could go back on defense to help also with the 2 center backs with Brian Brobby. Okay. So moves it forward. Only Reece James tracks back. He's the only one that goes back. Okay. Only runner. And Geertruida was the other runner. Okay. It was Geertruida and another individual. Those are the only ones that actually ran back. It was actually Talby. So it's Talby and Geertruida, the only 2 that actually ran back. Reece James is the only person who ran back. When, again, I noticed that Caicedo did not, Andre Santos didn't, Cucurella did not. So Reece James is a 2-on-1 going back there. Okay. So there's that. So it becomes, a 2-on-1 in favor of Chelsea, and it goes into a 3-3 scenario. That's that. The other thing, Tosin. Okay. So as they comes across, Tosin, just kind of allows Brian Brobby to basically hold the ball and just literally stand there in the box, back to net, just stand there. Tosin just has a hand on his hip, and then Trevor Chalobah is just standing like no man's land, just waiting for something to happen. But Brian Brobby is just standing there with the ball, because he looks back behind him and he sees that there are 2 on-running Sunderland attackers coming towards the ball. So they're just waiting for him. That's crazy to me. I'm like, Chalobah, you stood 5 yards away. Why aren't you doing anything? Why aren't you trying to challenge the ball, try to clear the ball? Tosin's there. He's there as a marker to at least keep him from turning and shooting. But dude, if I was Maresca, I would blast the team and just say that this is completely unacceptable and it's crazy. It's literally crazy. First 15 minutes, you were absolutely on fire though. Chelsea, you were on fire first 50 minutes. You put in a ton of pressure. Garnacho got a goal. Nicely worked goal too. Putting it across, and then he was able to get through the legs in a tight finish. So that's good. And there's just should be no world where Chelsea is losing at home to any newly promoted team. It does not matter. And this is just mental errors. I've been railing against just the lack of concentration, the immaturity, just this entire time. You guys are really, really talented. You guys are so talented. We've seen so many high profile wins already in the Champions League, in the Premier League. Do something. You guys need to click into place and actually be running, focused, and just all 90 minutes. That's how you win in this league. All 90 minutes, every game. So that's that. Sunderland, you're getting an A+. I'm going to give you an A+ for this because I think you deserve it wholeheartedly. This is a genuinely great win. Genuinely great win. I think it's your best victory yet. Period. This game, it reminded me of your win against Forest, actually, Nottingham Forest. You didn't win that pretty, but you got it done. Everybody did all the dirty work. They ran every inch, or they ran over every blade of grass. They just blocked every shot, did everything. That just locked in, rode the wave of all the pressure from the first 15, 20 minutes. Didn't let it rattle you. You even conceded a goal. Again, didn't let it rattle you when you were completely under the pressure of Chelsea. And then immediately, once the pressure broke, once that 20 minutes was over, Isidore gets a scrappy, bad goal. And boom, it's 1-1 for the rest of the game. You just frustrated him throughout. And you're just undeterred by the scoreline. You're no, it is 1-0. it's only 1-0. We just have to score once, and then we're back in the game. This is the mentality I'm talking about, like the togetherness. I love it. Keep it scrappy. Keep fighting for every inch. Like, again, this reminded me of the Nottingham Forest game, where you just scrapped it and you just said, yeah, we'll fight in the mud. I don't care. And you got it done. So good win. A+ for me. Sunderland, A+. All right, next game, Newcastle versus Fulham. Okay, so Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. Newcastle, I'm giving you a B for a win at home here. You clearly had a clear level of frustration in this game. Things were just not bouncing your way, and you had a little bit of there's some physicality in this game for sure. There's a lot of people standing on each other's feet or on each other's ankles. There's like a lot of like pretty decent fouling going on in this game. Just saying. Jacob Murphy as well for Newcastle of the goal here, the 18th minute goal. Fantastic finish for the first goal. Probably should have had a second because Calvin Bassey also made an error again. He made an error for the Jacob Murphy goal. He made an error for the Guimaraes goal that actually won it for Newcastle. And then he also made like probably definitely a third one, but maybe a fourth one. Yeah. So you were able to, just pounce on mistakes. That's one form of like competency, being able to penalize the mistakes that your opponent gives you. Bruno Guimaraes, obviously the real emotional flagpole for the team. His celebration came from a level of frustration, maybe some relief. But yeah, I think the emotional toll that the Liverpool game, the Arsenal game, the Brighton game, the Barcelona game has taken on Newcastle has left you guys feeling like things are a bit against you and that you guys are really trying to force your way. You're trying to force it. I think this is really what you're like growing more and more frustrated that things are just not quite happening for you. So instead of being more clear-eyed and more examining, I think you're trying to brute force your way through some of these scenarios, and it just comes across, through composure. Like sometimes you lose composure in your games and you get overly hyped, overly like, a little overly like aggressive, or it's an interesting like thing though. But also you're gonna have to deal with the level of fatigue from the Champions League, things like that. So we'll see how you deal with that as it you play more games, and there's kind of like that we get the winter crunch that's coming up soon. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, a solid B performance from Newcastle. Fulham, I'm going to give you a D-. A loss to Newcastle, honestly, I don't really... if you just told me a loss to Newcastle, it's a D, right? Because I'm like, that's what you're going to do. But you didn't really perform that well, if I'm honest. Your losing run is continuing on here. But again, I didn't say this before, but I know that week 10 happens right after this. So I know that you beat Wolves like the week after. So I'm saying it in the context of week 9. I don't want to say that I'm like not unaware of what's happening in a week's time, but, anyways, Calvin Bassey's a big liability. I think everyone knows that. This game was like crazy with that. He had 3 or 4 big errors, cost you the game. 2 of them, this game really should have been like 3-1 because he gave up another massive opportunity that Jacob Murphy missed. The weird thing is that your guys' stats are not that damning. Like your stats were actually like halfway decent in this game. Like looking at this, like you didn't win the shots, obviously, but the shots at target are pretty close. Like, you're down like 0.6 XG. That's not bad, but it's not good. It's just like they're not bad, but like when you watch, when I watched them, I was like, they're not good. They're not really putting things together. I don't know why Kevin's not starting. Is it because Iwobi, you need him on that wing? Is that why? Like, can you just put Iwobi in the middle or something, or on the right? Why isn't Kevin starting? He's got pace. He's taking players on. He's positive. I don't get it. Also, the other thing is in this game, So I see that Anderson is injured here, right? He's your best center back, and he's starting right there. I know that, right? Why is Bassi playing anymore? Why? Because Issa Diop is there. That's fine. I get he's in the rotation. But you got Jorge Cuenca right here. Why isn't Cuenca playing over Bassi? Like, Bassi has now lost his position in my eyes. He's lost his position. He's 25. It's not like he's like 18 years old, you know, and he's like just learning. He's a good prospect. He's 25. Like this is who Calvin Bassi is. So, yeah, that's all I got for you. D- for Fulham. Okay, next one. Manchester United and Brighton. Okay, Manchester United, Brighton. Well, just pulling up my notes. Man United B+. I'm giving you B+ here. Okay, this is actually the first game that you actually had positivity in the air. People wanted to be there. People wanted to watch you guys. The big lift from the Liverpool win the week prior clearly clicked and resonated with the crowd, and it gave a lot of comfort to the players. So this is great. But I liked a few things. One, link up play with Cunha and Buemo is it's actually clicking. It's actually working. Two, it still needs some work, but like it's clearly it's there. There's some chemistry now. Two, I'm seeing that the team is more focused on anticipating passes and errors from the opposing team. Capitalizing on errors is like 101 for soccer. So there was a lot of misplaced passes that Brighton had that you were anticipating through when they were passing through the middle or passing out wide or in the back. You were capitalizing and anticipating those bad passes. So that's fantastic. Like you were actually locked in, and I was actually like, I haven't seen this Man United before. Like literally a pass would have to be passed right to you for you to intercept it, instead of chasing it down, judging the space, knowing when to go, knowing when, it was so much better. So much better. Three, the players just looked like they enjoyed playing again. It was like just actually they were smiling and having a good time, and they were celebrating goals, not like, oh, thank God we got a goal. Like it's not like that anymore. So that's that. Okay. Negatives. Primary reason why I'm not giving you any kind of like A rating, like an A- or an A, is that you switched off in a big way and allowed Brighton to come back into the game. And you just like later on. Now, what I mean by that, you can see it in the scoreline here. Cunha in the 24th, Casemiro in the 34th. They went into halftime. Buemo scored in the 61st, and then 74th and 92nd minute. So now it's 3-2. There's a little bit of Brighton pressure, but Buemo finishes off in the 96th. So you just kind of let it go for a little bit, and then you finish it off. So, but this is the first one that felt like a routine victory. The first one where it felt like you were playing naturally, you're playing to your strengths, and this like you wanted to be out there. This game felt way closer to like a 3-0 victory than it does like a 4-2 victory. So good work. B+. Brighton, I'm going to give you a D+, because honestly, I feel like you just had an off day. Like it was weird. It's like you had an off day. Like you made some key mistakes throughout the game. You had some sloppy passes and missed touches that obviously Man United read, like I said before. But despite shipping 4 goals also, Bart Verbruggen, the keeper, looked halfway decent actually. He actually you can't blame him for any of the goals that got on, and he had a myriad of long shots and point blank shots right at him that he had to deal with immediately, and was able to do it. I just think that like going to Old Trafford, playing at Man United, like in the big theater of dreams, and like I feel like the inexperience of the team, like how young you guys are, you just kind of shrank a little bit in the moment, and you guys weren't able to lock in, and that is what it is. I think the reason why I believe that to be the case is that they brought on James Milner. It's 60 minutes. I know they did 3 players, but I think that just adding that little bit of experience for the last 30 minutes of the game is probably the reason why. Also, the other one, Yankuba Minte, he got fouled sometime like in the box, and there's people were thinking it was going to be a red card because he's like the last man and stuff like that. That was not a denial of a goal scoring opportunity. I just want to put it out there. That's what I'm thinking. I view it the same way the ref does. He took a heavy touch. Minte took a heavy touch. Okay. And that was before there was any contact that came in from the defender. And the ball was going to go to the keeper anyways, because he took that bad touch. And even though he was the last man back, I think the foul and the yellow card was a completely justified like result there. Not a red card on, I can't remember who the defender was, but yeah, that's my opinion. But Brighton, you get a D+. Sorry for that. Brentford 3, Liverpool 2. Massive victory for Brentford. Huge loss for Liverpool. Okay. Brentford, you're obviously getting an A+. Period. Okay. I don't know what I'm watching anymore. You guys are like killing it. You're killing it. You're killing it. You killed Manchester United 3-1. Now you got 3 against Liverpool. This is crazy. You lost your prized forwards. Ivan Toney is gone. You know, who's Mbeumo, obviously. Shoot, he went to Newcastle. Who's the other kid? Yohan Wissa. Yeah, you lost 3 forwards now, and in a couple years. 2 of them happened this summer, and you just doesn't look like you've even lost them. You have a clear identity, a clear style of play. It's observable. Every time I watch you, I know exactly what you're doing. Every time you win the ball in the middle, I know that they're looking. They're looking for the corners, they're looking for over the top. Every time. It's simple, it's understood. The amount of flick on balls to the back post, the design for the set plays, it's consistent with the midfielders. And there's a level of aggression to this team too. There's like a level of physicality, and I'm not really that surprised considering that you're a set piece team also. Arsenal are like that too, that just like the level of physicality, they don't care about getting into some tussle. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I can't believe I like actually am enjoying like Brentford games. Yeah, Brentford on this occasion, you made Liverpool actually truly struggle to make chances as well, and you had the mental edge. Like you wanted this game throughout. You wanted this game the whole time. So you get an A+ out of this. Just fantastic. Liverpool, I'm giving you a D. I'm seeing a lot of frustration out of you guys. It is very obvious that right now the level of frustration is getting to a point where if a call doesn't go your way, you throw your hands up. Oh my God. You're pulling up on runs. That was the Kevin Schade goal. Like Konate kind of pulled up at the end because he's like, all right, you win. Like right at the end, you're always, like when there's like when you get fouled or you think you're getting a foul, like you give a reaction to the ref immediately. You're just like switching off, like in that last like 5% of a play, or the last 1% of the play, you switch. You don't play to the whistle. You're like, ref, he fouled me, or like, or whatever it is. Or if you foul somebody and you're like, oh, that's not a foul, and you react, and it's like, yeah. The thing is too is like it just shows like there's like you're mentally just not quite there. You're not locked in. Like Slot, I am sure Arne Slot made a point that watch out for the back post on plays. Doesn't matter. Kirkes lets Dango Ouattara run around him, bang, puts it away. Was it misspell? And also I know Slot also, this is like, because Brentford's not playing a super like, he's not playing like this like crazy wizard like tiki-taka style like play. I'm sure Arne Slot's like, okay, if Henderson or Damsgaard or Yarmolyuk is getting the ball right on a turnover, do not let them turn around. Close them down immediately. Do not let them turn around, because they're going to send it into the corners, and Kevin Shada and Dango Batar are going to be sprinting down those corners. Also, Igor Thiago, if you're the last man back, he's going to try and body you when that ball is coming over the top. Like, don't let this happen. Do not let this happen. And sure enough, Ouattara, Shade, gun it down the middle. Konate, it's Shada, sorry. Oop. This is for the Shada goal. Ouattara was the set place. But Shada immediately, Damsgaard picks it up right about here where his face is. Shada is right about here. He cuts across right here. Sure enough, Konate does not even see the pass at all. And Damsgaard has like a second, like to like actually consider his options before he releases the pass. And then sure enough, it goes through. Last thing about the switching off also, there was a chance that Damsgaard had when he dribbled through the middle. It happened right about here where Ouattara's face is. And then Damsgaard picked up the ball, dribbled, and took a shot somewhere around here at the goalkeeper of Liverpool. Now, the thing is, the reason why Damsgaard picked that ball up is because Salah fouled a Brentford player. And the team kind of switched off a little bit because Salah basically went over the top of the ball and kind of stamped on the foot or the ankle of one of the Brentford players. So they naturally thought, okay, we're going to get a call. But my point is that they kind of switched off for just like a half second. And that's when Damsgaard was able to like pick up the ball, dribble by a guy, and then go and actually make a real effort. So I think this is the worst loss that you've had for the entirety of this like losing run. This is the worst one out of all of them, and this is performance wise. The Man United one probably stung the most, but in terms of the performance, this is the worst one for sure. This is the worst one. But okay, Liverpool D, Brentford A+. We're gonna go on next one. I've done ranting against you, Liverpool. We're gonna go Bournemouth 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Bournemouth, I'm going to give you an A. I don't even really know what else to say. You just had a good game. You had a good game. The entire game looked controlled. You looked, I think there was one legit chance that Forest had the entirety of the game. Otherwise, like every possession was composed. Players were reading each other. Like you knew where the runs were. You knew where the passing progression was going to be. Tavernier scored on Olympico. You don't get those that often. That's like fantastic. Also, Ellie Krupi Jr., we got a new like little starlet bubbling right in front of our eyes. 3 goals in 2-3 games. He's only had 2 starts, starting the games. He's had a handful of little like off the benches, but I mean, 3 goals in 2 games. He's having a moment. He took a shot from like right about here and into the corner. Perfect, like right into the corner, smashed it. And he was looking at Semenyo as well, like on the run. And he's like, all right, well, you know what? I might just take this myself. Bang. Yeah, there was one opportunity on the counter that you at the very end of the game, you were like you had like so many little flicks and so many like little like touches. It looked beautiful if you were able to put it away. But you didn't. I think it was Brooks or something that had like the last touch. He did like a little flick and it went nowhere. But like, just there is a point. Like, I understand that you guys are feeling yourselves. You guys are like just, kind of playing with your food a little bit. Like, just put in the net. There's a point where it's kind of like just take the shot. Okay, you don't need to lay it up and literally like pass it into the net. You guys were like really owning them. Forest. So. No new manager bounce. This is Sean Dyche's first game in charge. Or wait. Hold on. Is it? Hold on. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. This is Dyche's first. So no new manager bounce. Okay. Seems like you had the same issues from the start. I'm glad that you guys got Sean Dyche. I think this is the perfect hire for the situation you guys are currently in. He has defensive sensibilities. He's a pragmatist. He's a firefighter as well. He susses out, issues and tries to immediately deal with them. And There are two other teams, also my Wolves and West Ham, who could probably use Sean Dyche in this exact scenario. But yeah, just saying. Honestly, I'm not, but I'm just not impressed by this performance. It's all stemming from the fact that you guys have no confidence. This, I think that you're not going to get relegated. I don't think that at all. I definitely don't think you're going to get relegated. Yours is a mentality issue, right? It's just a team issue. Like the top of this right now, like the top of this, Marinakis, the guy at the top of the Forest, that's a bigger issue. That's a structural issue that's up there. That's going to impact you in the next coming windows, in the summer particularly. But the thing is, it's not going to affect you like in this now. You guys are still you guys got shattered by Marinakis and the Nuno Espirito Santo fight, but you're going to be able to coalesce again and then come through the rest of the season. So you guys are having a rough start to the season, but just overall, I don't think that's what's happening. Dyche is a great hire for this scenario. Great hire. So that's that. Yeah, but that's it. Like you're going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to be fine. It's fine. The thing is too, is that, Matt Sells, dude, you can't be getting an Olympico scored on you. Come on, man. Like, what are you, Andre Onana? Like, my Wolves side did an Olympico on Man United back when they were having the doldrums of last year. But like, you can't be doing that. That's crazy to me. That tells me you lost confidence. You can't do it in the air. Okay, Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Here we go. Okay, Arsenal, you get a B+. This is a really difficult win, if I'm honest. Arteta, by the way, Arteta at the very end, he had a little celebration at the end of it was different than usual. I think that he knew that this game was going to be extremely difficult. Crystal Palace is no joke. No joke. They're like one of the top 5 best defenses in the Premier League. And, I don't, this is my opinion. I think Crystal Palace is a top 5 defense in the Premier League. And I'm not basing that on the fact that, of like the goal scoring record. Like, it's like, I'm not saying like obviously Arsenal has the best defense in the Premier League, right? But like also Sunderland, I think is like tied or like joint second, right? Hold on. You know what? I could just look this up. 3, 8, right? 8 goals conceded, 8 goals for City and Sunderland. Crystal Palace are at 9. The thing is that like there's another team that's over here, right? Tottenham Hotspur have an 8 as well. Anyways, the point is, I really think that this team might actually be like a top 5 defense at the end of the year, despite any fluctuations of like the goals. When I watch Crystal Palace, I'm like, this team is ruggedly organized when it comes to like their defense. Anyways, I do find it ironic that Eze got his first goal for Arsenal against Crystal Palace as well. And there were really only 2 sequences throughout the entirety of the game. One was the Eze goal. The other one was with Rice had 2 chances and Saka had a shot wide. It was kind of like a flurry. That's it. But I'm not like wowed by this win, but I think beating Palace is really difficult. And we've seen that a number of times. Chelsea, Liverpool, this team's like Crystal Palace is legit. They're legit. And yeah, so take 3 points. It's not pretty, but this is a really good win. Crystal Palace, I'm going to give you a C-, actually. A C- is one of the highest rated losses you can get. I don't think you can get a C for losing a game. C- is like you had an exceptional game, but you lost. Like Burnley, Man United earlier this year. Burnley, that 3-2 loss, that's an exceptional loss. That's a C- loss. Or the Burnley 1-0 loss to Liverpool. That's an exceptional loss. Okay? Crystal Palace, you had an exceptional loss. I think you performed really well. Like Chelsea, I think a draw would have been an amazing result. And I think that you could have gotten a draw, because again, Arsenal really had 2 chances, and the Eze chance like was kind of like wild. He hit it like so awkwardly. But throughout the game, you were actually even able to get at Arsenal, and you're actually able to make a couple chances, like a couple half chances for yourself. And I'm just surprised how composed you were. Like throughout the whole game, you were just like not rattled. You were in the pressure cooker. You were good. And this is definitely, again, one of the better losses I've seen this season, and you performed. So I don't feel guilty giving you a C- for losing, which, yeah, just saying, man. Crystal Palace, probably one of the best losses I've seen this year. Okay, next one. Villa at home beating Man City 1-0. Okay, this is interesting. This one here. So Aston Villa, one, they're back. Like Villa's back. Like they've found it. I have to be honest. There were definitely some anxious periods in this game, and you wrote them out. Your defense pushed through a lot. Konsa and Torres are definitely working out right now, so that's good. And but you didn't even give like that many quality chances as well. You know, Haaland's on fire. The team has been doing pretty good lately for Man City, and you guys were like collapsing in on space, denying shooting lanes. Like you just were throwing your bodies at it and getting in the way of everything. Matty Cash's goal was incredible. If you have not seen it, that's also a great goal. He took the ball somewhere around here and then dribbled like parallel to the goal, and then took a shot on his left foot and put it in. So it was great. Notable performances is Buendia, Rogers, Pau Torres. Pau Torres had a clearance that was pretty much off the line. It was like coming across the net. It may have missed, but he would never have known it. It may have gone wide, but he like clipped it off the inside of his foot, and it went like directly straight up and over the bar. He had like probably a yard or two from the goal line. Incredible. Like it's a shot. It's kind of shocking to watch, like the clearance, but he did not have much space or like room for error whatsoever. But yeah, Buendia, Rogers, and Pau Torres like also had really, really, really good games. So it's good to watch. Man City, I'm giving you a D. Oh, Aston Villa, you get an A. Aston Villa gets an A. Man City gets a D. City, I think it's crazy that you lost this one, if I'm honest. There are definitely periods where I felt like you had at least a draw, like throughout this, and you just didn't do enough. But I still think that this team is like not fully formed. I don't think that you guys you're just not really, you haven't had your dimensions, put together yet. And Reinders looks like he's still adjusting to his role. He still has like magical individual moments, but I'm not seeing him perform consistently in the role that he's like. I just don't see a consistent like where does he need to be? What passes is he going to be playing? Things like that. I see a lot of like the things that I like about him are his individual aspects, not necessarily what he's doing within the team and how he's linking up play. Like, it's just like I like it sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like you feel comfortable yet knowing where you need to be. And I'm not sold on Savinho, and I'm not sold on Oscar Bob on the wings. I think that they're kind of a downgrade from what we've seen in City's past. I'm seeing consistently that Bernardo Silva and Reinders are in the middle, but that third player, which is Foden's position right now, it's up for grabs. It could be Omar Marmoush. It could be Nico Gonzalez, Phil Foden, Ryan Cherky. Rodri's down at the moment. I'm just saying, we got like a real, there's a real third spot that is completely open. Now, Marmoush is way more offensive. Marmoush is more of almost like a striker. Cherky is more of a attacking midfielder. He's got a little bit of bravado to him. Phil Foden is like that, more box to box midfielder type. He, feels more almost like a Bernardo Silva, like an English Bernardo Silva. And then Nico Gonzalez is more of a defensive deep lying player, so that Reinders would push up, right? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the team forms. I'm not seeing anybody rise to the occasion in the middle yet. It's funny because, yeah, there's definitely some depth issues here. I'm seeing injury issues, obviously, too. Especially when you compare them to like the title winning seasons or the treble winning seasons. I just see, like, you just see it. It's like, it's just not quite there. They're not quite clicking. You know, I think you can see it with like Nunez on the right wing, Bob and Savino on the wings. Like, again, Foden, since that breakout season that we saw, what was it, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? He hasn't quite been the same player. But the other things too is like, you know, like they have great prospects that come off the bench, like Nico O'Reilly and Rico Lewis. But I'm still not seeing like, I'm still not seeing it. I'm just like, I don't know. But anyways, I'm giving you a D. I'm giving you a D, Man City. Okay. Second to last game, it is Wolves and Burnley. Wolves and Burnley. Okay. If you've gotten this far, by the way, please like and subscribe. We're a little over 40 minutes in, so I appreciate any of the viewing time or a like or subscribe, whatever it be. Wolves F. It is now the end of this game is the unofficial end to the Vitor Pereira era. You can lose the game. You know, this game you cannot lose. Burnley is a newly promoted side. They are the weakest of them. You're at home. If you want to stay in the league, you have to beat this team. You have to beat this team. If you can't beat them, you don't deserve to be in the league. It's hard to say. Being a Wolves fan, like that was so rough to watch. This game I watched and I turned it off and I didn't watch any soccer for the rest of the day. Like, I was like, yeah, I need a palate cleanser. That was wild to watch. Yeah. Pereira got extremely upset at the end of the game and actually started arguing with some fans. And once that happens, you're rattled. It's over. That's why it's the unofficial end of Vitor Pereira, because he gets fired after the week 10, like the game after this one. 2 goals were scored. Like the 2 goals that we scored as well. One from a lucky penalty. Basically, I think it was Tuanzebe or Esteve. Were trying to clear the ball, and basically they kicked Santi Bueno because they didn't see him running in from the back. It's kind of lucky. It doesn't happen all the time. So you get a penalty to come back, right? In the 42nd minute. The one for Munetsi as well was like a ball came in and then Krejci was somewhere. He kind of dove for it. Like, it's like he had his foot out and he like was able to knock the ball back in. It was really like unnatural. It's just not, you know, it's really like a play of desperation. And then it comes back in and then Munetsi's able to flick it home. It's just like so awkward. So it's like, it's just like a lucky goal. Like, it's not like a pass progression play or anything like that. The worst of it is the second and the third goals that Burnley scored. The second goal was Hoover basically not tracking his man on the wing, which I think was Hartman. And Bueno getting like pushed around by Fleming, right? And the last goal is literally like a mob of people. Like, okay, over here, there's like a bunch of players just standing around like in like a mob for Wolves. And they get it across, and then they were able to find their man, Lyle Foster, who's basically just standing here kind of looking for it. And they get out from the mob, which is like, it's like completely disorganized. And yeah, that was not fun to watch. And then, of course, you get booed off. Wolves got booed off by the field, off of the field. So that's an F performance. Burnley, you get an A-. First away win of the season. Absolutely massive for you guys. Real test is the fact that both teams, my Wolves team and you guys, like, needed this win. It's an absolute must win, relegation 6-pointer win. So it's just like a big game. Fleming had one heck of a game as well. The first goal was crazy. Hartman puts a ball, probably if Hartman's in the position of where like Jaden Anthony's face is, right? Hartman puts a ball from here, probably to like right where Krejci's name is, and Hartman or Fleming hits a one-touch, like slots it right into the opposite corner. It's like Sam Johnson. There's no way he was getting to that. That was like way too clean. Second goal was like a bit of a shit show, if I'm honest. But look, you got to score what's in front of you, right? Burnley showed some heart, and yeah, I mean, look, this game could have went another way. You had a two goal lead, and then you conceded 2 goals right before halftime, and then you go into halftime 2-2 right after actually having a really good first half, and then you just kind of kept with it, and you were able to snag a late winner. So this game like could have you could have backtracked, but you didn't, and you got the win. So that was a much needed win for Burnley. Unfortunate for my Wolves, that stunk. That was really horrible. All right, Tottenham 3, Everton 0. Okay, this is the last one. So, what we're going to do is Everton is D+. Might be the best 3-0 loss I've ever seen in my life. Scoreline does not do it justice whatsoever. You're able to pull, if you can't put the ball back in the back of the net, honestly. And you're caught off sides, you missed shots. Some incredible goalkeeping from Spurs as well. Iliman Ndiaye was on fire on the wing. He delivered amazing service to Beto, who could not put the ball in the back of the net. And there was also a goal disallowed. Also, by Beto's goal was disallowed. But you are like a good side. You're a really good side. And I still find myself seeing your ability to create chances. And, Grealish and Jai and Dewsbury Hall are extremely good. They link up really well. You just need a better quality striker to put goals away. Tottenham, you've given you a B on this. You did not perform that well, if I'm honest. But I think this game actually really tested you. And I was not impressed by Kolo Muani for the first game. I'll let it go, but just as my first thought. I think this goes without saying, too. The 2 players that actually won you this game were Mickey van de Ven, getting 2 goals from set pieces, and Vicario. The 2 corner goals from your center back were excellent. The guy can head, he can sprint. He's just like incredibly good. Ange Postecoglou found a star when he picked up Mickey van de Ven. What a player. And Vicario through this game actually gave Donnarumma a run for his money. If you keep putting up performances like this, like that is going to be like Italy goals, like starting goalkeeper worthy. Probably won't, because Donnarumma is probably the best goalkeeper in the world. If he's not, he's definitely like number 2. There's no way you can put him past number 3. There's no way. He's number 3 at worst. Anyways, ultimately you can remain composed. You took your chances. You got a little lucky. Good win, difficult environment, and Everton are not a joke team. They're not a joke team. They literally are just missing a striker. They have everything. They have everything in place. Just missing a striker. But yeah, Tottenham get a B. So to wrap it up, my best, worst, and favorite. The best performance of the weekend was Brentford, no doubt. 3-2 win over Liverpool is crazy. And also they looked so good. They looked so locked in over Liverpool. Worst performance is my Wolves. Not really that big of a surprise, if I'm honest. And then obviously Brentford is going to be my favorite one, because that win was excellent. And that's how we're going to do it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Please like and subscribe. And I hope you, I hope you enjoyed my analysis here. I'm going to put out week 10 in a little bit here. So, stay tuned for that one. I'll see you in the next video.